Welcome back to Impact Podcast. I'm Trevor Boucher, CEO and owner, and I have with me one of our star DSPs, Amy Kivett. Thanks for coming, Amy.
Thanks.
So, Amy, are you kind of shy?
I'm very shy, yeah.
That's perfect. What are some of the rewarding aspects of being a DSP?
I guess just seeing the difference you make in people's lives, not only the clients' lives, but their families as well.
Right, that's true. Because a lot of times families haven't had help in a lot of time, and you're giving them a breather, and it's just kind of creating goodness in the whole household, not just the person specifically that you're providing supports for.
Right.
So do you have an example of how you've helped somebody with items on the ISP, how you've helped them make progress, and how it felt?
Yeah, so one of my clients he's a 10-year-old boy, and his parents were having trouble getting him to do chores around the house and stuff. And we eventually figured out that if I make a list at the beginning of my shift and write down all the things that are expected of that time that we have together, starting with the chores and then followed by some kind of reward or something fun that we can do together, that he'll willingly do those things, and then we can go and have fun afterwards.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
So that seems to be a common theme with DSPs and customers that do the not so fun stuff, necessary stuff first, and then have an activity afterwards that's fun and rewarding.
Yeah.
So what are some of the challenges that you've had as a DSP?
It takes a lot of patience, not just with the clients, but with their parents too, because they may not be used to communicating their needs in an effective way to you. So they sometimes will withhold things that they're needing and not tell you right away that something isn't working. Or so sometimes you kind of have to dig in and ask them specifically, like, how are you feeling about this whole process? And is there anything else I can do to make it easier for you guys?
Okay, gotcha. That makes sense. When you are finished with a shift and you know that you've made a difference in not only the customer that you're providing supports for, but the family's life also, how do you feel at the end of the day?
I feel great. You're always left with that feeling of just like contentment, that you made a difference or you made an impact on people.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Amy, working for Impact, when things come up that you need help with, how's it been reaching out to staff and getting help?
It's been really good. I mean, I always get a response right away from whoever I reach out to. I mean, at least within that day. You guys are really busy, of course, but usually it's within minutes, if not within a couple of hours, that I get an answer to some kind of question. Or even if a couple of times I've reached out to the quote unquote wrong employee for whatever I might be asking about, they just direct me to the right person and still get the answer and then
get things taken care of.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. And so, Amy, how many customers do you have?
Right now I have 2. Total I've had 3, but it's full-time just between the 2 of them. So I go to one place in the morning, I have a short break, and then I go and finish the day into the evening with another client.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you feel that at $24 an hour, you feel that that's a livable wage?
Yeah. And there's always opportunities with the families to ask for more hours. A lot of them are wanting that, but might not necessarily ask for it outright. So you can just let them know that you're open to working more hours if you need some extra income or whatever. And they usually have extra hours available. And so you can work that into your schedule as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And so would you feel also that your schedule is somewhat flexible?
I find it pretty flexible. Of course, you have to communicate with the family first if you're going to need to change anything up, but and vice versa. One of my families is going on vacation for spring break, so they just let you know ahead of time, and you work with each other. You're a team with the family to figure out how to work everything.
Right. And in some cases, the families have told me that they're selective about who they want to be the DSP because essentially the DSP kind of becomes part of the family.
Right.
So
yeah, which the second client I have now that I've only been working with for about 3 weeks, it's finally starting to feel, you finally, like, you get into this groove, and then eventually you feel like that closeness, that connection start to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I try to put myself in the family's position, and having someone that's essentially a stranger come into your house, that would take a while for me to get used to.
Yeah. Yeah. You're in their home, you're taking care of their kid, but then they also have, other family members in and out, and you're just kind of there,
right,
doing your thing. So eventually you get to that level of, like, they're like, oh, you want some coffee? Or, and they kind of it just happens slowly, but it does happen.
Right. Okay. And then how important is it, in your experience, getting the people that you serve, your customers, out and into the community?
Well, I love that part of it. Their faces light up when you are able to go and do fun things. Like, we did the jet boats last summer with one of my clients, and he just had the time of his life. He just laughing and smiling the whole time, and it's amazing. Or just like going down to the library and being able to facilitate that for them is, he loves reading, so that was always a fun part of the job.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And do you have any customers that are needing help with independent living skills like cooking? Have you had an opportunity to teach one of your customers how to cook?
Not currently, but one of my past customers, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was a lot of fun. Just taking them step by step and how to break it down. It takes a lot more work than you think to break something simple into small little steps.
All right. So, Amy, how many events have you been to with customers?
How many? Let's see. I did the jet boats. I've gone to the movie night that you guys put on. I've gone bowling. And, we went to the fall festival thing at
The Pumpkin Patch?
The Pumpkin Patch. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Did you make it to the Halloween costume ball?
I didn't, no.
Okay.
But I see the invites all of the time, but there's only so many I can go to as far as the schedule allows, and which customer I'm with, and
Gotcha.
everything else. But yeah, anytime there's an opportunity to go do something like that and to get them involved in something outside of just their day-to-day,
Right.
it's a beautiful thing to be a part of.
All right, Amy, thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule to come down here and talk to us about your experience with Impact and being a DSP. We appreciate your time.
Oh, I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
All right. See you next time.